Good afternoon, people. Thanks for tuning in to Galaxy Television since the start of programming today, and especially to the program The Buzz, the show that keeps you closer to social media. It's Monday and it's the 19th of March 2018. My name is still Patience Bello Kafo. It hasn't changed. It didn't change over the weekend. I hope Alero's name didn't change too. Any surprise for me?
Any surprise? Like, seriously?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Patience. I'm feeling excited. It's a Monday.
And apart from that,
okay, yes. Okay, you want me to just spill
it. Spill it.
Okay, happy birthday to my lovely daughter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Lamide. We all love you. We love you from here on Galaxy TV. Congratulations. All right, we're on the show again, and you know we discuss national issues, even as a trend on social media, and it's been a very eventful weekend, so to say. But before we get into our topics for this afternoon, let's quickly introduce our guest on the program this afternoon. Sitting very close to me here, we have a renowned journalist, Mr. Dixon Akeomi. Good afternoon, Mr. Dixon.
It's a pleasure. Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us on the show today. And in the middle, there we have the Honorable, a member of the House of Representatives, is representing Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency, the person of Honorable Ogene Ima Ego. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And of course, we have one of our very, very revered regular on the show. His contributions are always on point, very articulate, and that's why we keep bringing him back. It's a pleasure to have, once again, a public relations expert and a social commentator, Mr. Ikem Okuhu. Good afternoon, Mr. Ikem.
Thank you once again.
Thank you for joining us. All right, like I said, it's been quite a very eventful weekend on social media. And of course, if you've been following what's been trending, you find out that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, is seriously under attacks. And that's particularly because social media is saying he didn't put his foot down as you'd expect a president to. Well, the news broke sometime last week when the president paid a sympathy visit to Benue State over the series of headsmen killings that's been going on in that state. And during his speech, he did make it known that he didn't know that the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, had flouted his orders to remain in that particular state until peace was restored. Let's quickly take that footage. When we come back, we'll be looking at civil groups called for IGP's removal. We'll be right back.
On the air was to go on the air and accuse the IG for being too slow and not using the intelligence available to him and his resources to foresee the action of the cattle rearers and so on, and therefore get ready so that they don't cause as much havoc. People will believe me, but I will be disloyal if I do that. But what I did when I was not satisfied with the reaction was to call him and read the Riot Act. And this he moved here. I didn't know. He didn't even spend ID. He went to Nasarawa. It's only now I'm knowing that. But I know I dispatched him here. But I took the two senators I mentioned into confidence and
That's the footage there. You heard the president himself, even though he made it look like a non-issue. Nigerians have feasted on this particular story, and it's still ongoing because they're waiting to see how all of this will pan out. Remember, the show is interactive. You can send an SMS to the program, and the number is 0708740758, or you can make use of our other social media portals.
Yes, using the hashtag The Pause on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Galaxy TV, and also on Twitter at official Galaxy TV. Knowing that you could get to watch previous editions of the program The Pause via our YouTube channel, Galaxy TV Nigeria.
Okay, let me start from that end of the table. Mr. Ikem, responding to the outcry, the special advisor to the president, Mr. Femi Adesina, came out and said there's no way the president would have known that the IGP did not follow his orders because he's not omniscient. And that for
he
that,
doesn't know it all.
Yes, that for that incensed people as to how clueless this administration really is. Do you agree to that? Or what's your take, really?
Unfortunately for me, having staunchly supported this government pre-election and for the most part post-election, this is scandalously embarrassing. On the part of my senior in this profession, Femi Adesina, that most of us looked up to, that's a very, very insensitive response, even to all of us Nigerians. Before I go further, I'll just cite a very near example. When Boko Haram attacked Goza, and the emir of Goza went to the former President Jonathan to report this, it was on record that Nigerians attacked Jonathan so badly when he responded with this very insensitive line, where is Goza safe? It trended during that period. History is repeating itself that our leaders don't even understand
the terrain which they govern.
They don't even understand their reporting lines. The Inspector General of Police reports directly to Mr. President, or at the furthest, the Chairman of the Police Service Commission or the Minister of Internal Affairs. That's close enough to the President to know that this direct instruction, this very clear and concise directive, move to Benue State and see to it that this thing ends. And this was flouted. And it was, I didn't quite like it because I've been reading it, I've not watched the footage until now, because he was presenting it as if it was a joke. It is not a joke. Hundreds of people are dying every day, and a president gave an Inspector General order, and that order wasn't followed to the letter. 3 people have died in other countries, and we saw how the heads of those nations responded. A recent case, an ordinary bridge, let me use ordinary because we now joke, collapsed in Florida or somewhere. And the mayor of the city, the governor stopped everything. Their senator went back to that place to look at how things happen. This one, people pick arms and ammunition, kill their fellows on a daily basis, and what a president is saying is, the IG flouted my order, and you are leaving the IG still sitting, reporting to work and going home as Inspector General of Police. I think they are taking the sensitivity of Nigerians a lot for granted, and that's not nice for leadership, for examples, and for posterity.
Okay. I just want us to bring in the lawmaker because I know definitely it was in the news that the House of Rep, a member of the House of Rep actually said the IGP should be replaced. So, Sarah.
Yeah, well, we have since passed a vote of no confidence on the IGP because of a series of activities that he was involved in that were not palatable to us as members of the House. And we passed so many motions for him to control the herdsmen, to stop the killing. But we found that in this case, he's not able to do anything about it. And he's insensitive, he does not show, that he's really seriously interested in stopping. For instance, let's look at the issue of herdsmen. The herdsmen are visible. You see them, they are going with gun. All the IGP needs to do is to direct that in every state, disarm them. And then that is the end of the killing. Disarm them. And then the second aspect is to get the people to believe in law and order. Because we hear so often that it's a reprisal attack. One Fulani man or one herdsman is killed, or 2 cows are killed. The reprisal attack, they kill 24 people.
Exactly.
They come, they kill 70 people. The question we are asking is that these herdsmen, are they Nigerians? If they are Nigerian, are they not under the law? Don't they believe in the police force?
Are they
The
invisible?
police are the people to protect us. If a herdsman is killed, they should report to the police. If their car is killed, they should report to the police. But sometimes you find police coming out, including the IGP, say it's a reprisal attack. So should we allow people to do reprisal attack? Then we don't need police. If somebody is killed and the person take the law into his hand and go and kill the relation of that person and every person, where are we going to? So I think the IGP doesn't seem to appreciate and understand the enormity of the task that is before him.
Okay.
And the president needs to do something about it.
All right, Mr. Kiyomi, do you share in the same opinion?
I begin to wonder why Nigerians are querying the president when he takes decisions or when he said or he said he wasn't aware of these things. Because for some months now, years now, President Buhari has not been aware of most of the things around him and governance. It's not new that he said the IGP Idris flooded his order. There are instances where several things were happening and Mr. President was able to have a tap on all these things. So for us to start questioning or querying in quotes Mr. President that IGP flooded his order, I think we are still joking. What we need is let us get the ATLR people and hold them responsible for all these killings. Let us get the IGP to track down where are these guys coming from? Are they from Chad or Niger?
Well, if I may butt in here, the killings is one issue on the one hand.
And this
the
the
IGP not obeying a
another
direct
issue.
command from the president is another issue.
Says that the IGP is under the control of the president. So for us now to say we have to sack IGP of police, IGP, I think it's not new to us. But if you sack him again now the new or incoming IGP.
So what are you saying in essence?
That you should
get
get
the matter under the carpet.
What I'm going to say is just that if you are saying should be sacked, what if the incoming IGP gives the direction?
Yeah, does
It's
not
recycling.
If
okay.
I fail in my responsibilities, I should be made to leave.
Whether or
It is
not
left
who is
for the
coming
next
will
person
perform
coming
or
to
not.
replace me to
Exactly.
learn
Exactly.
from those mistakes and do what he or she should do and do it right. And let's make sure that it is seen that he or she has done it right. We can't keep believing that because of the fear that the person who is coming in may likely make the same mistakes and leave something that is grossly incompetent to continue to persevere.
For me, I sympathize with the president. He's a good man. And I thought when he came in, he had good intentions, even though we are not in the same party. But I used to admire him a lot. But I don't know whether something is wrong. It looks like he's coming overwhelmed, with the office. Otherwise, why will he publicly say IGP disobeyed him? If IGP disobeyed him, he should have known before now. They have DSS. He has NSA who's working under him. All these people should have monitored the instruction he gave to the IGP, especially when they saw that the killings was still continuing. They should have briefed the president appropriately, and he would have taken action on the IGP without bringing it to come and insult the sensitivity of Nigeria.
That's a part of the whole
I
story.
sympathize with him. I don't know what the problem is, whether he's overwhelmed with the job, whether he will need his NSA or get another person to help him oversee a lot of things.
Exactly.
Because these killings are still going on everywhere. They are going on in the north, in Delta, they are going on in Edo State, are going on in the east,
and even still
in the
in Benue
southwest,
State, yes.
even coming to Lagos State. And these people, because they carry arm, they are now in a position to relay people on the road, to kidnap people, etc., etc. So it's a serious security issue. I want to appeal to the president. I want to appeal to him to take the issue more seriously, because it looks to him like the issue is just one other mundane issues. We have Boko Haram, whose problem is so much for us to handle. To allow this killing to continue means that these people one day can overrun the nation. And then secondly, people may get to a stage where they say, okay, if they continue to kill us and nothing happens, let us go and defend ourselves. At that time, it becomes anarchy. We pray it doesn't get to that area. Amen. That's why we need the police to be up and doing. We need the police to talk to the Mayor to say, look, tell your people to obey law and order. If they kill your person, don't go for a reprisal attack. Report to the police and let police investigate.
Exactly.
Once they do that, then we know they are part of the nation, but as it looks like, the herdsmen are not part of society. They look like a people who still believe, you know, in 200, 300, 400 years ago when there was no authority. So all you do is defend yourself. All you do is fight. No. At this stage, all they should do is not fight. And then besides that, let us hurry up the issue of ranching. There's nowhere in the world where wild animals, people
just
carry
let on the loose.
On the loose. They climb bridges, top of bridges, they go into school, they enter classrooms, everything there's nothing they don't do. They stand, they see them eating in the farm. And let me say one thing. While we were young, we saw the Fulani man bring cows into our village. But that Fulani man carries a stick and stands by the cow. Once the cows are eating crops, they quickly flog them and move them away from there.
So
we
what
used to love them.
changed?
So what changed?
What changed?
Some people say most of them are not from Nigeria. Some of them are probably people who have been involved in some of the conflict in North Africa, and they don't have this civil mind, you know, to do the right thing. But the law enforcement agents must get them to obey the law. President Buhari is the head of state, and every authority flows from him. It flows into police, IGP. It flows into the commissioner of police, to the area command, to everywhere. So people should know, obey the law is like obey Buhari. If Buhari is the president and herdsmen are saying we are going for a reprisal attack, it shows you are not obeying the president. And it's not good. That is causing anarchy. And the president, in my opinion, is a disciplined man. I don't think he should allow this to happen for too long. Educate them. Report every issue to the police. Don't take law into your hand. And then besides that, also let them know that every citizen has a right. You don't have a right to take life. In fact, the constitution, the most important phrase in the constitution that starts it, is that governance is to secure life and property of its citizens. And if people are killing your people like that,
okay, sir. Well said now, because I know Patience and I were actually going through the dailies and we saw something that the police actually responded that the IGP was not even summoned. It's just more or less like a blame. They're just playing like a blame factor. What? Do you think this should be played out in terms of security like this?
No, there are certain things. Even we all read novels. There are certain things that are supposed to be so classified. You don't let them get out. Even those of us that do public relations, it is not everything that you're allowed to go out. One, if IGP was not summoned, that should not be in the police defense. If the IGP flouted Buhari's order, I'm sorry, that should not be Buhari's defense, President Buhari's defense. If whatever happened, the defense provided by my colleague, senior colleague Femi Adesina, was also not something that should be in the realm of the in the public domain. You package certain things to pander to the sensitivities of the people, because you said certain things. People tend to conclude that you don't care, you don't understand, you don't believe that we have a right to liberty, we have the right to life, we have a right to freedom, we have a right to even enterprise. I said it one time when we discussed this harassment issue, that I have a farm I run in the east. At a certain point of the 10 hectares of cassava that I planted, the Fulani guys destroyed like more than 4 for no reason. So if the governor of my state or the local government chairman where this farm is hears this thing now, and he gives an order to whoever, and then the person doesn't implement it to protect me and my interests, is it a defense for the local government to say that this person that I gave direct order didn't do what he instructed him to do?
Exactly. I would have thought when the president gave that command to the IGP, it was so that he could become his eyes and ears in that state, you know, to report back to him and let him know if things were, how things were and all that.
Normally, so move your command to this place. We have seen it in Meduguri, where the chief of army staff moved to the military command. So the headquarters moved from Abuja to Meduguri. Everything in the Ministry of Defense goes to him there. The military high command moved to the war zone.
All right, somebody is reacting here and says, what I believe is that the IGP does not want to die. Okay, maybe that's why he didn't go.
And he had to move to Nasarawa.
Yes. Ayo from Lagos says, to end these killings, we should stop politicizing this issue. The other part of your text is not quite clear. Obey Stephen from Ikeja says, our security intelligence unit needs total overhauling. President Muhammadu Buhari must declare a state of emergency in trouble-prone areas. Now, civil groups are calling for the removal of the Inspector General of Police. Should this be the next move? I think that's the next question. Should the IGP be replaced?
Well, I think that is a prerogative of the president.
Okay.
It's a prerogative of the president. If the president is happy that the IGP disobeyed his order and he said it publicly and he wants to continue with him, it's up to him. It's up to him. And then Nigerians can judge the kind of president we have and his way he's ruling the country.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to say here, remove the IGP. No. So it's up to him. If he's really genuinely concerned that as a president, he gave an instruction that was not obeyed. Now, this president we have, mine is a very fair man. It's a very fair man, and it's a man on the issue of security is very strong. You see what happened in the East when Kalu and the IPOB people were there. When they moved Operation Crocodile, something there, everybody ran away. So this has meant the president can solve the problem. I don't know whether he has not really understood what is happening. If he gives instruction to IGP, they can solve the problem. The problem is not that the herdsmen are so many, but because Nigerians obey the law, they are not armed. So if there are 10 herdsmen that are armed, the 10 herdsmen can kill a town of 200 people who are not armed because you just shoot them. And if we allow this, there will be anarchy. And besides that, international investors will be afraid of this country.
Okay, so you're saying it's the president's prerogative.
Yes.
What do you think?
Let's it this way. If you are the MD of a company and your ED finance disobeys your order, sometimes you don't need to sack the person. You can give it a query, you can give a panel to investigate and say, okay, I recommend something. So what I'm saying is, I don't think it should be removed.
Okay.
It should be
Queried.
Queried, yes.
Queried.
Okay.
It should be queried and let us have.
Let him explain why he didn't obey the
Can
order.
now have the report of the.
All right, Mr.
We
Ike,
are
quickly.
belittling this thing. That the president said this thing in open is a complete show, is a vote of no confidence.
That's true.
You disobeyed my order. That he said it in the open before the media, local and international. If we take it on its face value, it's a vote of no confidence. And the best thing, even if he's not dismissed, even if he's not sacked, even if he's not asked to resign, I think the part of honor should properly be for the IGP to tender his resignation because his supervisor has said, you disobeyed me, I don't have confidence in you.
Okay.